Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another episode of Thrifty Thursdays with Leslie. I will link Leslie down below so you can see what she does for this week. This week we're using scraps, so I pulled out several different scraps. I have a multicolor pack, I have a blue pack, and I have a pink pack. Now some of these scraps are big and some of these scraps are smaller. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use. The other thing we're going to be using is wood veneer. So I did pull out a few pieces of wood veneer right here, and then we're going to use watercolors. Now I feel like we just recently used watercolors, but we're using watercolors again, and I'm going to be honest, I do not feel like using watercolors, so this should be very interesting. I am going to be using these Karatake, are they Karatake or Gonzai Tambai? Karatake, yeah, Gonzai. Watercolors. We'll see what we come up with. I did pull out a sketch, or I do have a sketch on my phone that I'm going to be using. I will put it in the top right hand corner. So let's go see what we can do. I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is going to be a quick one for us today. I am going to start out with these 3 photos. Now at one point I do kind of think I'm going to take one of the photos away, but in the end I will put them back where they were. As you can see up in the top right hand corner, that is where the sketch is. My pictures do not match that exactly. I mean, they're quite a bit larger, so a bunch of the pieces that I end up using on here are going to be larger pieces. The scrap papers I end up using is the pink that is behind those 2 photos, and then I'm going to use that dark pink one as well up in that top left hand corner. Out of my pink scraps, I will also pull out this hexagon paper I used on a layout a couple months ago, I guess, and I'm going to go ahead and cut those hexagons out of that paper, and that's what I'm going to use to make the banners. The pink paper that I have behind those 2 photos, I'm also going to fussy cut some flowers out of that page, and then the dark pink one, I will fussy cut a couple flowers out of that page as well to use for embellishing. I did have quite a bit of both of these papers left. Actually, I probably had at least a 6x12 of each one of these scraps, but they were still scraps, and that was one of the things that we were going to be focusing on this time. I am going to go ahead and mat this one photo on this pink stripe bit. Now these are photos of Riley and Bailey being my dog and Riley being my granddaughter. And now that she's on the floor scooting around, Bailey will go up to her and try to interact with her a little bit. And it's just so cute. Riley is not super fond of Bailey. They're not going to be best friends, but she does tolerate her, and she is kind of intrigued by her sometimes, and will just like stare at her and try and touch her, but not Bailey is not going to be Riley's favorite. But I really did love these photos so much, I am going to be scrapbooking them. Now, because they are my 2 favorite girls, I am going to end up calling this Granny's Joy is going to be my title. You can see where I cut out all those hexagons. Now, I did it on camera, so I had to cut quite a bit of that out. I should have took them aside, turned off the camera, cut them out, and then laid them down, but that is not what I did. You can see right there is where I'm making that banner up at the top. I am going to go ahead and mimic that same banner down here at the bottom right as well. Now on the banner, I am going to also fill in some of those spots with a little bit of the flowers that I had mentioned I fussy cut out. I will end up pulling out my crochet thread and tying a couple small bows. On the top banner, I'm going to put one on either end, and down here on the bottom banner, I am just only going to put one of the bows down. So the second product that we are going to be using is wood veneer. So I showed you at the beginning, I did pull out quite a bit of wood veneer. Down there at the bottom, there's that large one. You can see it sitting over to the right hand side of my photos. I'm tying bows at this point. I am going to actually use that as part of my title. So I felt really good. Wood veneer words, not super easy for me. I almost always will end up coloring them a different color, and I don't know why that is. I enjoy wood veneer. I don't know why the words give me a problem, but that's the same thing with those cocoa vanilla words. you know, the scripty ones that they have in almost every collection. They give me a hard time, and I'm not sure why. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Joy down right there. I also did, from the wood veneer that I had pulled out in the beginning, I did pick out 3 hearts to go down around the page. 2 will go down here on the bottom, and 1's going to end up going up at the top. I'm also going to pull out some Webster, I think those are Webster's pages, little tile alphas, and that's just where I'm going to write grannies. Now I know grannies, there's apostrophe in there, but these letter stickers do not have apostrophes, so you know what? It's fine. It says Granny's Joy without an apostrophe. It'll be okay, guys. Up at the top, I am going to put down a couple more wood veneer. I put this hello and then the 3rd heart that I mentioned. I did pull out this tab and it says April because these photos were taken in April. And then I finally got to use, I think this is a Color Cast Design wood veneer, and it says things that make me happy. I'm going to go ahead and put my photo, my 3rd photo down right here. Now I totally cheated and wimped out with the watercolor. I do watercolor, but I do it as splatters. That's a total cop out, and I'm well aware of it. I knew when I was sitting down to do this page, I just didn't feel like I wanted to mess with watercolor. I just didn't feel like it. So I didn't. I mean, I did in that I got the paint wet and splattered it around the page. There you go, watercolor. Bam. Wimp. Becky whisked out on that one. Alright guys, after I splatter around this watercolor, I am not going to do anything else to this layout. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure you hop over to Leslie's channel and check out to see what she came up with for this month. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.